Now, before we go through this report, there are a few things that I actually want you to notice about this documentation. Keith Alvin and Jesse Martinez were so busy trying to make this a joking matter by making me look like a joke that they didn't take the time to learn the form and examine accurately its info in its entirety so that they could come to an accurate conclusion. So here it is. Now, if you are holding the form in your hand, the very first sheet should have this image. If printed in color, the typing on the page should be in blue and black lettering. The same if you're looking at it on the screen. And black and gray lettering if printed in black ink. Now remember what I said. Absolutely no authorizations have been done to this report. This is a mere copy and paste of the online version that Alvin and Martinez showed in their video. All of the exact same info is included. Now what you are looking at here is the very first case in my report. I want to use it to show you what important info to look at before we examine the so-called DUI that I am supposed to have and the prostitution case that I was supposed to have been convicted of. Okay, now first, when a person is convicted of a crime here in North Carolina, info about the crime is inserted into the courthouse database, and the form before submissions are made look like this. When information is inserted by the staff member that handles this type of info, it then will look like this when you look at it online. It's important that I point this out to you because I want you to read it accurately. Now this info will show you why Keith Alvin and Jesse Martinez lied and why they kept certain parts of the info hidden from you. Anyway, the light blue writing that you see on the screen are the questions that the form asks for, and the black typed words are the answers typed in by the courthouse information handler. Like above, where you see that the form asks for my name in blue, the black lettering represents what was put there, which says Hill Larry Ladarius, and the rest of the form is the same way. So it's easy to see that all of the blue writing was already in the form before the black writing was inserted. Are you with me? Now some of you might be saying, well, hey, that is obvious. Well, for some reason, it was not obvious to Keith and Jesse. Just keep watching and you will see. Now, further down on the first page, you should see this. Now, I want to point out some of the important blue and black writing in the page. Like, for instance, the charge offense type. It should say traffic misdemeanor. Right next to that, you should see in blue where it says charged offense description. In black writing, it says that I was charged with a no operator's license offense. Please keep that info in mind. The charge offense type and the charge offense description. They will tell you if the charge was a felony or misdemeanor and also what I was charged with. Now, if you turn to the second page, this is what you will see. Now, mind you, this is still the very first case on the report, okay? The info that I want to point out here is the offense disposition date, which should say September 21st, 2006, okay? And also the charge offense date, which should say March 11, 2006, okay? Now look beside the charge offense date. What do you see in blue writing? Blood alcohol 0.16, right? Now Jesse Martinez pointed this out in his video, remember?
Here's your blood alcohol level, 0.16. Just make that bigger. .16. Okay? So there you go.
Even Keith Alvin accused me of having a DUI. Well, there's the blood alcohol concentration level box, and it does indeed say 0.16. But my question is this: why is it in blue writing?
You say you don't drink. Then there must be something wrong.
No, it's no mistake, Jesse. You just don't know how to read a form. Now, everyone, I personally have no idea what 0.16 means, but it is not the legal blood alcohol level here in North Carolina. The legal limit here is 0.07. Anything over that is illegal. Now, these guys are saying that I was charged with a DUI, right? You just saw the supposed blood alcohol concentration level that they said I was caught with. That was in blue writing. Well, Jesse and Keith, and you too, Tony, since you gave them permission to do this, according to Jesse. Answer this question. If the illegal blood alcohol level here is 0.08, and if I was caught with a blood alcohol level that doubled that, then why is it that the charge in the case was only no operator's license, a misdemeanor? And again, why is that info in blue writing and not in black? You mean to tell me and everyone else that I got away with a DUI with double a BACL and could not escape the no operator's license charge back in 06? Go back up to the first page and find where it says charged offense description. There's no DUI anywhere. The 3 letters DUI are nowhere listed on the page. Now remember, the legal blood alcohol level here is 0.07. Anything above that is illegal. Now this blood alcohol level says 0.16, but yet where you see where it says the charge offense description, you don't see DUI anywhere. Well, maybe the info handler forgot to put the conviction there. Okay, let's deal with a prostitution case. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time speaking on some of my past license charges. You have my report in your hands, everybody, or you have it up on the screen. I just use that one to show you how to read the form and what info to look at that matter most. Now let's get a bit more serious. Now page 6 at the bottom is where it gets juicy. It's the alleged procuring for prostitution case that happened back in August 17, 2006. The actual trial date was pushed up to April 23rd, 2007. More on that later. But here's the beginning of the case. You see my name, date of birth, and everything that all the other cases have. The same form, same form, different cases, but they all contain the same questions in blue writing. Okay, now page 7 should show you this. Okay, and this is at the bottom. Okay, now look at the questions that I told you to remember. As you see, my offense was classified as a misdemeanor. The charge offense description was procuring for prostitution, and my convicted offense type is, well, what do we have here? None found. Look beside that where it says convicted offense description. Absolutely nothing there. Look beside that where it says convicted offense description, where you see I have the question mark. There's absolutely nothing there. The form says that I was charged but not convicted. Now, why is that? And look further down the form where it says blood alcohol. Still, you see a 0.16. Now, you mean to tell me that in both cases, my blood alcohol level was maintained at double the legal limit in both cases now, and not one time did I get convicted of a DUI? Not even a public intoxication charge? As I said, little man, I do not drink. I do not do drugs. I do not smoke. I mean, I'll smoke a ham or a turkey in a minute, but drugs and cigarettes, not hardly. Now, as I said, you have my criminal record in your hand or on the screen. Just look at the blood alcohol level on each case. Doesn't it say 0.16? That information is already there, and I have no idea what it means, y'all, so excuse me for that, but I don't. I just know one thing, that if I was a drinker, there's no way I can maintain the same blood alcohol level every single time I got stopped by the policeman. That's impossible. And it's in blue writing. That means that the information was already in the form. That means that anybody who has a criminal record in North Carolina, you will see that on their form. It will literally say .16.